All right, thank you so much for being there. Good morning. If you missed anything else, you'll absolutely find it on YouTube. My good name is Sanko Brian, and you can interact with us on our social media. The rest from X, Instagram, and the rest at Y254 channel. Personally, at Brian Sanko 101. Now, in this conversation, we are delving into matters money, savings, and investment. And the government of Kenya, through its youth-funded programs that include Jira Digital and the Youth Development Funds, aims to ensure that the youth are equipped with the right trainings and skills actually to attain financial inclusion and business opportunities. Now, as a Kenyan Gen Z, what exactly can you do to attain financial stability, status, and independence? Once again, this conversation is about money, savings, and investment. And I'm going to be engaging with Reverend Simon Mwanza. He is a spiritual authority from Word Outreach Sanctuary International. Great to have you here, Reverend.
Thank you, Brian. Honored to be here.
Karibu sana. For those that have never heard of you, kindly tell them what you're all about and what you do in ministry.
Yes. My name is Simon Mwanza, as you've heard. I'm a reverend with Word Outreach for about almost 20 years, but I've been in the ministry for about 40 years.
Yeah.
I did not start from there, but I started as a youth. I came to Nairobi, I was employed.
Yeah.
And just like another Gen Z, when I got the money, how I used it is just the way I know.
Yeah.
And life was so difficult and hard. Because almost in our culture and tradition, we just recycle poverty.
Yeah.
When you come into Nairobi and you are employed, when you get the money, you're thinking about your brother, your sister, your parents.
Yeah.
So you send everything, you have not even paid the house, you've not taken care of your own things. And in the process, you find you are getting nowhere.
Yeah.
So until I came to realize I needed to change the scenario. Why we are here is because we need to know how to manage what God has given us.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, God has given us garden to cultivate. And he has given us wisdom to manage. So if you do not manage what God has given you, you will find yourself running into circles and you call yourself hustler. But there is no name like, you can be hustler at the beginning.
Yeah.
But not really always. You need to upgrade.
Yeah.
And that's why we are here to see what God really says about upgrading to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I love the fact that you talked about, looking at patterns. Now, when it comes to the Kenyan mindset and just the traditional setup of a family, the conversations about money are not, maybe you would say, because, there's usually the jokes we make, or a certain community is known for making money and biashara, biashara nini. It's more like, associated with communities and tribes more. But then generally, I believe financial literacy should be a must-have skills for each and every person. Now, specifically now talking about the youth. So the conversation about money for, let's say, young minds, at what age should it start? And also, because I believe also interacting with money makes you even, attract money. And when you're in a community of something, you actually get to know how it operates. So in the Kenyan household, the conversation about money should start at what age exactly?
In fact, at the age of 15, a child should be taught how to save money and to invest.
Yeah.
Let me give an example. We had employed a Maasai as a watchman in our church sometimes back. And this Maasai was earning only 10,000. One time, I met him selling some merchants on the road. And I say, you are doing 2 jobs, why? And he said, the money you give me for salary, I go and buy cows. But now this one I'm doing, it sustains me.
Yeah.
So you find that young man, in a year, he has bought 24 cows. Those is investment, and they are giving back. So you find this man is multiplying wealth. Today, in fact, the richest tribe in Kenya, per capita, per individual, is Kajiado and Narok. Because those people have land and they have cows, mtu akona 500, 1,000.
Yeah.
So the issue here is, in our tradition, as you have mentioned, that Some people think wealth is for particular tribe or
Yeah.
business or something or money. But the
Yeah.
issue here is just you need literacy.
Mm-hmm.
Like where I come from, when people they come to Nairobi, when a young man is employed,
Yeah.
all the money he sends home.
Yeah.
And himself, he cannot even pay for his house, cannot buy good clothes, he cannot, and even by the end of the month,
Yeah.
by second, he has taken an advance because they cannot manage what God has given them.
Yeah.
Number two, you find also in their tradition, once he gets a job, he thinks, I'm a fika. So the next thing is a wife.
Right.
And these are the things, tradition and culture, which are retrogressive.
Yeah.
Because when God gave Adam
Yeah.
a land, a garden, he told him, cultivate, multiply, increase. So unless you are ready, that gift, God, talent God has given you, to multiply it, to increase it, you will still run in circles.
Yeah.
For example, when I came to Nairobi myself, I was in the same trauma, same problem, same
Yeah.
circles.
Yeah.
Until one time, God spoke to me. He said, as long as you do things the same way, you get the same results.
Yeah. So what did you do to disconnect? And
Yes, what I
discontinue the
did is
fountains?
very
Yeah.
simple. Number one, I closed all the loopholes where money was going. Many take to beer. I wasn't drinking, but I was also taking care of my father's family.
Yeah.
But that is his family, remember. I don't have even one.
Yeah. So you had to cut
So
them off.
I had to stop everything
Yeah.
for 1 year. I
Right.
saved money.
Yeah.
I had enough even to register my own company.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And you know when I registered? And that is 1996. In 7 months, I had gotten orders worth over 700,000. So the issue here is, now when you have received such money, even if you want to help them with 50,000, there is no issue.
Yeah.
But what we are saying, we are not saying don't help them.
Yeah.
But you cannot, Jesus said, you cannot give what you do not have.
Yeah.
So first build yourself.
Yeah. Capacity.
Then you can build your capacity. Make sure that
Okay.
you are comfortable
Okay.
before you make others comfortable.
Okay. Now let's talk about the money itself, because you know there's a way when you interact with money.
Yes.
You know there's a way we talk in our circles as young people, and unasema mimi nishaonja pesa. There's a way we talk in the mtaani slang, unajua huyu msee ashaonja pesa. There's a way money changes people, and then when you interact with money a lot, you actually develop a certain character.
Yes.
But then now in our normal day-to-day lives, how can young people develop a relationship with money in a sense that you don't treat money as the ultimate goal over everything, but just as, let's say, as a tool to help you get through your day-to-day life?
That's right. Bible says in the book of Genesis chapter 8 verse 22 that God gives seed to the farmer and he gives bread to the eater. So money is supposed to be a seed.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be a bread. Okay. Some of it you can use for your own use.
Yeah.
Some of it you can invest and others save. But if you use money as a bread, then you are like the person. Jesus gave a parable. He said a man, a king, wanted to go to another land. And he had talents. He gave one 10, another one 5, another one 1. But those who are given 10, they multiplied to 20. Those who are given 5, they multiplied to 10. But the one who was given 1, he went and he dug a hole, he put it there.
Yeah.
So when this master came, he said, I knew you are wicked, master. I kept your talent, and here it is. He said, you wicked servant. You should have taken it even to the bank, and it would have earned me interest, even if you could not do business. So God speaks in over 2,000 verses about wealth and money.
Yeah. And money is not wealth.
Money is not wealth. Money is not wealth. If all you have is money, then you are the poorest person here on earth.
Somebody would say, hey, hapana bwana, nikiona pesa mimi ni tajiri.
Now, this is what the Bible says.
Yeah.
The love of money is the root of all evil. If you have money and money drives you, you'll find all you are looking for is women and beer. I had a young man say, now I have all this money, what can I enjoy myself with? If you are just looking at your money, remember, even that beer you are taking, you're just destroying yourself. Those women you are taking, they are not helping you. Money should be a catalyst to make your life more comfortable. How do you do that? By investing, saving, investing and saving, and using some. Spend some, invest some, and
and save some.
And save some.
Now, speaking of expenditure, there's somebody who said having money is not a problem, but the ability to multiply it, not just keep it. Because, you know, you can have 10 million in your bank account, but you're not doing anything useful with it. So that looks like you're stuck with the money. But then if you have 10 million, you're investing and you're receiving returns, there's ROI. It means you're making progress, and
it's
that money could literally generate profit. So in terms of having this money mindset, before we get to the wealth now, how can Kenyan youth get to inculcate themselves in that, you know, spectrum of, you know what, ukipata 10K, usispend zote. Chukua 5K, uweke mahali kwa sako, ama uanzishe biashara ya smokies, ama ufanyishe kitu ambayo itasaidia watu, but ikuwe at least na returns.
Thank you, Sakwa. In fact, the biggest problem we have in this country is that people don't want to manage money. Money manages them. You find they use money as it comes, but they don't plan for tomorrow. For example, even in the church, we have had a house girl, whose boss was doing spare parts at Kirinyaga. And this house girl was smart enough, said, boss, every month, half of my salary, chukua those spare parts ya hiyo pesa, weka kando, niwekee tu. And for 2 years, this girl was taking half the salary. So by the end of 2 years, the girl took all her spare parts and went to Narok to start a spare part shop. Last time we talked, she had 3 Uber vehicles from a house girl. So the issue here is not what getting millions, is managing that little God has given you. And you know, all it is possible. For example, there is a matatu here in Nairobi called Mei from Mains.
Oh, okay.
And this man,
Mei.
this man, he just thought, how can I multiply this well? And he started kuchoma mahindi, and he was eating from the same. For 5 years. All the money that he accumulated, he went to a sacco ya matatu and gave it, was $500,000. Mpaka that chairman of that sacco, they sponsored him even to go and stand for him to get a loan for the matatu. And today he has several of them. So the issue is not where you start. God wants you to start from where you are.
Utilizing what you have.
And you can go very far. Let me talk about people in Ushago.
Please.
In a hard and area like Makueni, a young man, he went up to Form 4. He passed very well. But when he looked at his home, there was nothing. He knew that he could not go to university. Do you know what he thought? He just sat and thought. He said, Kitungu, that time was coming for only 1 shilling. So he said, if I can plant only 1 million plants of onions, I have 1 million to pay for my university. And this is what this young man did for the first 1 year. He planted it and he went selling in every homestead. And he got enough money to go to university. So the wealth we are looking for is not in even Dubai and outside the country. Outside there, you go and be made a slave. But here, you can achieve anything you want if you have financial literacy and you know what you want to achieve. Allow me to say that one of the areas still on culture, it is wrong, a young man, to take a loan to get a wife.
Because also there's also that aspect of, I want to start a business, why can't I get a loan from the nearest financial institution? And even the government as well has made these loans available through even youth-funded programs like Ajira and the Youth Development Fund. So, and the Hustler Fund. Umesema watutoe the hustler mindset, tuaje kwa hustlers. But those platforms are there to aid you to try, make your life move forward.
Allow me to say something.
So would you stop them from taking the loans?
Yes, Brian.
Yeah.
Number one, loans are not for school fees. Loans are not to pay house. Loans are not to buy clothes. Loans are supposed to be put in a business that is already functioning.
So already existing business.
Yeah, already existing. Okay. But if you want to start a business, my friend, start from what you have.
Yeah.
Because a new business has its own challenges. Before it catches up, it may take 2 years. Number two, it is also our attitude towards our neighbors and our relatives. You find I start a business, I bring my brother, I bring my sister. And in the process, when he comes, he doesn't even work because you are related. And the business flops. So you need to be professional when you start a business and make sure that it is supervised. I know people who started Matatu and gave Matatu cruise without any supervision. And if you ask them today, they will tell you, I cannot start this business. It is not true. Only they did not know how to manage it. So without proper management, you find even that which you... So these loans, they are good. But if you take a loan to start a new thing, you will flop. Number two, if you make sure all your heart and mind and soul is there. You cannot start a business na unaingianga saa 5. You cannot start a business unafunguanga saa 3.
But unajua majenzi wako na vitu mingi za kufanya. Ako kwa content creation pale TikTok, akitoka hapo atenda gig OST, akitoka OST atenda home or hangout. And then atafungua business at 6 p.m. Na watu wake bado wako online, but it's a running business.
If by that there is nothing wrong with when you open. If that is the time your customers come, well and good. But listen to this. Every time you are closed, there is lost opportunities. So if you have a car wash, fungue saa 8, throughout the morning, there is lost opportunities. You have a kinyozi, unafungua saa 9, there is lost opportunities. Hata saa 2. Kuna watu anataka kuamka asubuhi apitie kinyozi aende kazi. Kuna mtu anataka kuingia kwa hii hoteli, akunywe chai kabla hajaenda kazi. So if every hour you delay, you lose opportunity of development.
So you should be early on time and, like you said, put your might, your heart, your mind and heart to it.
Yes.
Let's talk about spending, because Apple, I think that's where maybe the core wound is, because if you're given, for example, a Gen Z who is in university saizi, apewe 15,000 na mzazi, hiyo ni pesa yake ya upkeep ya kila mwisho wa mwezi ama mwanzo wa mwezi, and you're expected to maybe manage that money until the other end of or the beginning of another month. So how should they divide this money in a sense that 15K can proportionally take you through until the following months without you having to make this sudden phone call, say, Dad, nimeishiona kikitu dad, tuko na project, in a sense that the 15K is absolutely well taken care of your all needs, and plus at least tuko na savings because the 15K azikuendea tu needs zako zote.
So Bwana Brian, one thing I've realized, you must be a good buyer and a good seller if you want to succeed in this life. For example, you will find somebody who buys things from a wholesale, they get them cheaper than a person who buys from a retail. Number two, if, like I know of my friends in the university, and somebody would come to the university and see whatever they can do to top up what they are doing. So they would look even for areas, mashimo ile inauza computer and its accessories, and they would start even doing some marketing later in the day inside the campus, and they make some money. Others are even employed, in the city. They get part-time jobs to make sure that they make ends meet, that they don't disturb their parents. So the issue here is God has given you a garden you must cultivate. Work is a must, irrespective of who you are, where you are, whether you are a student or not. In fact, from the age of 15, that's why when I left home, I left my home at the age of 15.
Pretty early.
Yeah. And I had to take care of myself and even my education. Wow. And you know, and there was no problem. Yeah. I did it comfortably. So people can do it. You can manage it. So you may find even in that campus, people require some even sanitations. Yeah. And you know where you can get them cheaper. Yeah. Bring them to them. Your canteen may be cheaper than the canteen in the campus. Yeah. And there you are. You have money. Yeah. Most of them, they're also doing some hustling in the city. So the issue here is think and start from where you are with what you have. Okay. Are
there maybe tips that you'd give to a Gen Z who is struggling with finances in terms of unapewanga pesa lakini zinaisha the second week? Yeah. How can you spend wisely? Maybe what are the tips you'd recommend that they can employ to ensure 15K haishi tu within 2 weeks? Yeah.
So number one, for example, if you are cooking for yourself, maize meal in the wholesale shop is going for, it's less 10 shilling from the retail.
Yeah, that's budgeting.
Budget. That's number one. Okay. So buy wisely from the cheaper source. Number two, you may find where you are coming from, there is maize. Yeah. Get unga from there. You don't have to come all the way to the city. Yeah. Number two, lavish spending. Right. Do not be influenced by your peers to go for those bash and those related things. Sherehe za yote. Sometimes.
Na sherehe ni a must, kumbuka.
It's a must. Yeah. Okay. So be careful. Your peers, lest they drill you, they take you to your bottom. So don't spend like another person. Right. Budget yourself and don't spend more than you require. Yeah. There are some things you will have to say, Goja. You need to know even where to buy clothes with the money you have. Don't just buy for the sake. Don't eat everything you find on the way. Impulse buying. It should not be
impulse buying.
And number three, also, that's sociology. You know, giving. Yeah. I know of somebody who retired, and after going home, she was given 800,000 by NSSF.
As retirement benefits.
As retirement benefit. And an uncle comes and say, I want to start a business. Can you help me with 400,000? She gave. An auntie came and said, uncle is sick. Can you give 300,000 for the hospital? We shall return. She gave. Now, last time she was talking, she was saying, I gave everything I retired with and don't have anything. And these people are saying they don't have the money. Yeah. So the issue here is they did not know the boundary. The decision you make can take you to debts, loans, can take you to poverty. So make the right decisions. Money can come and go. Yeah. If you get money and you are thinking only about drinking, hiyo job inaweza kuisha. Kuna wengine anapata job, akiongezwa mshahara unataka kupandisha nyumba. Yeah. Uende nyumba ya bei ghali. Na una plot, una anything. You are doing it foolish.
Tuseme ulikuwa na 50K ukaongezwa 50. So should you continue to stay
unaenda nyumba ya 50,000.
Oh, so it should be at least half of that money.
No, you shouldn't. In fact, you should be, even if I get here 20, I go here at 20, and I save the money 30,000. You can even approach land buying companies. Right. They allow you to buy plots, or even hustler houses. You can apply.
And now circles.
Yeah. Number two is keep your money in circles. Yeah. So if you've been investing in the circle, after maybe a year or two, you can get times 3 or 4. You buy a land and build, so that we don't. By the way, Bwana Sakwa, do you know that in America, where people are running, 67% of people who have houses are on mortgage. Yeah. In Kenya, 80% of people who own houses are in their own houses without a loan.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, because going to Ushago, everybody has a house.
Yeah.
And they don't have loans.
Yeah.
So the wealth is here. Number two, everybody, there is wealth in their home.
Yeah. And how do you see that wealth? Because I think it was Ezekiel alisema, at 30 you cease to say, hey, it's about my background. You are now the background. Unashinda ukisema,
Yes.
oh, kwetu hatuna kitu, tulitoka maskini. But yet, like you're saying,
is a
every
lie.
home has
That's a lie.
has wealth. How do you see this wealth?
A
How do
man
you
came to the
identify it?
church the other day
Uh-huh.
and said, Pastor, help me. I have a debt of 4 months. I've not paid the house. I've not done this. I asked him, why have you not done that? Oh, the job we were getting and the contracts, they are no longer coming. I said, where do you come from? He comes from Makueni somewhere, and he's saying there are 2 brothers, their parents are dead, and they were left with 100 acres. And this man is hustling here in town.
Wow.
Sakwa, where you come, I know it's a breadbasket of Kenya, in Kitale and those areas.
Yeah. Mini wa Mumias na Bondo.
Sawa, that area, there is enough rain.
Uh-huh.
There are people farming there.
Yeah.
And you can farm even while you are at KBC.
Absolutely.
Why
Yeah.
247, 57, 54. You can farm. All you need is to be organized, and you can create wealth. But we are not creating it.
Yeah.
Did you know a whole bunch of, I think 2,000 fish fingernails, watoto wa fish. It costs only 2,500. You can afford.
Yeah.
And if you make yourself a small dam and put there, it can, each fish is 200-300 shilling.
Yeah.
It can make you a millionaire. But we don't see that. So in every place, I know of a pastor in somewhere in Ukambani,
Yeah.
when he went there to start a church, he said to all their members, they will rotate to dig a well in every home. And that's what they did. So when they get the well, they could irrigate and get anything you required. So every place there is wealth. Leave alone that in Aso and desert areas, there is cow and goats. If you are working here, start buying and make sure that you invest.
Yeah.
So investment, sio uko peke. If you are here and you have that 1 million in the account, go and buy shares.
Yeah.
Yeah, start trading in as small as even 100 shilling. You can start trading today.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, anything you plant, God comes to water it. This is what the Bible says. In the book of Genesis chapter 2 verse 5, there was no rain on the earth because there was no man to cultivate. So start cultivating your land,
Yeah.
and you will see God will bring rain, and
Yeah.
you go to the next level. But as they say, don't mix business with pleasure.
Yeah.
If many people I know, they even take the capital to the hospital, they take the capital to the relatives, they take the capital. You are destroying yourself. Yeah. That is not your money.
Yeah.
If you don't treat your business as entity, then you will perish.
Yeah.
And that's why you find many people, when they lose their jobs, alikuwa anakaa nyumba mzuri, but now, even others, they go nuts.
Yeah. Actually, that is a mentally.
Yeah, they get
Triggering
affected. So
experience,
I
yeah.
know people, even who are sleeping on the street, and they were millionaires. It's
Yeah.
because they saw money as things. They never saw money as seed.
Yeah. So how should we treat money? You know, because I also understand, I've spoken to financial experts, wanasema money is a mindset, or to spiritual, kama wewe wanasema money is a spirit pia.
Yeah.
So how do we treat money daily? And
Bible
interact
says
with it?
money
Yeah.
answereth all things. Money is a catalyst to help your life to live comfortable. Bible says money answering all questions, all issues you have. In Kenya today, you drive here in Nairobi, you do a mistake and you have no money. Utalala ndani. But if you have money, it will answer you. So money answereth all things. So money, you should treat money as money. Because it is supposed to help you.
Yeah.
But don't treat it that
It's everything.
it's everything.
But people say still money is everything.
It is not everything.
Ujesikia mtu akisema siku nitapata pesa nitawaonyesha.
In fact, that's a wrong way. Because when they get it, all they do, they drink, they take women, they do this. You do things for the sake of other people. So if you do it for other people, once you have already shown them what you wanted to show them, you will not take that thing seriously.
Right.
But money is part of our life. You need money every day.
Yeah.
So the biggest secret when you invest, you are making money and you to have a relationship.
Yeah.
It will never depart from you.
Yeah.
Because today, even if you woke up without money and you have a matatu running, you know by evening, 3,000, 10,000 itawekwa kwa account.
Yeah.
That is investment. But when you do not have an investment, anything can happen anytime.
Yeah.
There is another danger to our young people. Many of them are using their money in betting.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing you can ever do.
Yeah. Actually, it's just been suspended, Juicy.
Yeah.
Some all betting platforms suspended until they adhere to the regulations here.
It was even wrong for government to allow betting. Betting is just stealing from the poor. All you need to do is hype them that they are going to get it.
Yeah.
And that has made most of our youths, even if we know of Kenyatta University, students have committed suicide.
Even people in marriages bet na pesa za kanisa za chama.
And the same thing also,
Pastor Tanianika.
it comes also to that pyramid thing.
Yeah, the schemes.
Let me tell you, there is nobody will give you money for nothing. Nobody. Either they will take from you in most cases.
Yeah.
When you hear if you put 100,000 utapata every every month.
Yeah.
You know, they called us, those people, and very influential people, and they say, if you put 1 million, after this period, we'll give you 300,000. After 1 month, another 300. I asked them, where are you getting the money from?
Yeah.
You know what one said? My boss, he gets orders of hiring vehicles to government. And he wants money to invest in it so that you can share the profit. I say, what a fool. Banks are there to support anybody who has a contract with the government.
Yeah.
They can easily get a loan. But it cannot be that you want money from people to share the profit. There is nobody can do that.
Yeah.
I told them that is not possible.
Kuna forex majenzi wako huko na inawapea pesa but pia inapoteza. Sijui kama ushaisikia wash wash.
Yeah,
Ndio
I've
hiyo,
heard.
that's another version actually of wash wash. Hiyo ya yenye umesema hapo sijui ati gava iko inafanya nini na nini. Yeah. That's a
So
version.
allow me to say anything that you, they say when the deal looks so good, think again, lest you fall in it. So I request even pastors, before I've had people say even pastors are in it, they took even money ya kanisa, unaenda kuingia, it is demonic. You lose the money of the church and God is looking at it. So it is wrong anybody to cheat you. Let me tell you, the only true business you can do, sell goods or services, something you are sure of.
Yeah, or manufacture.
Yeah,
that's
or
literally
manufacture.
selling services.
Exactly.
But then also, is money now still a spirit and a mindset? Maybe from a spiritual standpoint, since you are a reverend, because financial experts also say money is a mindset, wealth is also a mindset. You can have literally nothing, but in your mind, you're a millionaire, you're a walking billionaire. How is this?
It is true. This one comes from, what is the talent God put in you? If that talent is included with wise management and wise decision, then you work. There is nothing you can't achieve on this earth. Nothing you cannot achieve. Today I know people who started from zero, and today they are millionaires. You've heard that MP from Kiambu who started selling makaa.
Yeah.
And he ended up, he has even hotels in Westlands and other areas.
Yeah.
So wealth, as you're saying, it's in the mind, and poverty is in the mind. A poor man, when he gets money, he thinks about where I'm going to drink, whom I'm going to take out, where I'm going to share this money, whom I'm going to give. But a wise man will think, how I'm going to multiply this wealth.
Yeah.
Where am I supposed to invest now?
Yeah.
That's a wise man.
Okay.
And those investment, by the way, that is a vision. But the mission is how to get to your vision. So how to get to the vision, what you have today, it should help you. If you want to start a saloon and you are a house girl,
Yeah.
start today, every month and go and buy hair clip. Go and buy some, those hair. Go and buy some machine. Every month. Make sure you do something.
Yeah.
But don't keep money. Because money, Bible says, it can fly.
Yeah. Remember also money is fluid because it circulates, and I think that's another, because money is also divisible and money is not supposed to be able to be replicated. We're actually having a conversation about matters money, savings and investment. But then also, Reverend, I'd like to take this conversation to everyone says the day nitapata pesa ama siku nitakuwa financially stable nitaweza kuinvest. Is there such a thing as financial stability or attaining financial stability status?
That's a good question. Sakwa, the truth is there is no time called a time of financial stability. That's why you find even people like Uhuru Kenyatta, they have a lot of wealth and money. But still last year and before he left, he invested in petrol stations. They are always looking for areas to invest. The secret is, if you are not investing, then what you are getting is bread. And bread, once you eat, is over.
Yeah.
When you drink, it is over. When you give out, it's over. So the issue here is, are you getting a seed or a bread? And if you don't invest now, there is no time called when I will get financial stability. There is no, you can never get. Bible says, if you are not faithful in the little, you cannot be faithful in much. Yeah, you cannot be faithful in much. God will not give you much.
Yeah.
Even to the person who was given 1 talent and he said, I've returned it. Bible says that king said, take it from him, give to whoever has more.
Yeah.
So you will find wealth is going to people who have money.
Yeah.
Because you are not creating a way to have the wealth.
Yeah. Now, in the Kenyan Gen Z landscape, conversations about money, I believe, peer, and how they handle money has actually changed. Because also when you look at their lifestyle, they're more online. They spend, their entire part of their day and the activities that they do, at least there's a transaction that's happening online. If there's an event, it's also happening online. And then even when it comes to investments, most of these investments are also happening online. So as a spiritual leader, how would you advise even the youth at this church setup to try and figure out, find out what's happening in the digital money markets? Yes. Even the government as well has platforms, including Ajira. It's called Ajira Digital, where you're able to learn financial training skills, and also even something called digital entrepreneurship. I call it digipreneurship. Yes. So their landscape is really shifting from doing things like during your era, everything would happen in person. Come, we have to invest. Come, we have to put money together, put it in a circle. Nowadays, you just speak to an AI bot or a bot or a robot, and it does everything for you. Yes. Things have changed. Yeah.
Yes.
Things have
You're
changed.
very right, Sako. It is true that digital world today, also everything is shifting to that. But we need to be very careful because digital world, there is also cyber issue, security issue.
Yeah.
And there are many people, I remember I met somebody in the internet, and he was telling me, there is this app which when you invest, you get this and that. And after 2 months, the same guy, I'm asking him, Is your app still on? He told me it is been pulled down. So you can imagine if you had put your savings there.
Yeah.
So I would request, no problem, whatever you are trading, you trade.
Yeah.
But don't keep your money also there in that account, which is also in the internet. Because very easy cyber security, anything can happen and you lose everything. So once you get it, now transfer that wealth, that money into wealth. For example, if now you take that and you are buying a land or you are buying a house,
Yeah.
now you are getting somewhere in your life.
Yeah.
So there is nothing wrong with the trading in the net as you do, but don't keep that wealth there and your accounts there and everything, and you think you are safe. You are not safe.
Okay.
Anything can happen.
Yeah. But then also, are there means to get wealthy quicker? Because I believe there can be right ways, plausible right ways to get wealthy or rich quicker. Is there a certain process that a person should trust and follow and get the training so that you arrive at your optimum rich? Hey, I'm Sako and I'm rich and wealthy. But also you said there's a difference between being rich and wealthy. There's also a difference between having money and being wealthy.
Yes.
Maybe perhaps you can try to break it down.
Okay. Brian, wealth is what you have bought with money. So money is not wealth. But what you buy with, like now, this building here is the wealth of KBC.
Okay.
It has wealth.
It's
The
material
vehicles,
asset,
it has,
actually.
yeah, that is wealth.
Uh-huh.
That is wealth. But the money they have, they can come and go. But what they have bought with that money, that is wealth. Now, you have to create wealth, not
So wealth
money.
is created.
Yes.
Okay. And how do you
that
create wealth?
You cannot create it just in the net. You need to have it physically. Because even if you create it there and you are renting a house and you have 5 million there, that money is being wasted.
Yeah.
Because if you had a house, then you would save the money you are paying the house and do something else. But now you are paying house, still you have money, but it is you are taking it out. You are taking out more than you are supposed to earn.
Yeah.
So you need to invest in assets.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether financial assets, whether in land assets, in circle assets, you need shares,
what
yes,
note,
like shares.
Property, real
But
estate.
invest, in real estate, invest.
Yeah.
The advice I can give our youths, once you start investing, then you are creating wealth.
Okay.
If you have ever had any dream that one day you will be wealthy, just start investing.
Yeah. Yeah. But then is there a quicker hack or a shortcut? Shortcut is a little bit, yeah. But is there a way to just like slide into being wealthy really faster? It must take time. Must you suffer, go through, all those ups and downs before you step into wealth? Yeah.
It is not necessarily. Because today we have people, even Gen Z, whose parents are very wealthy.
Yeah.
To ask your parent 10 million, once a biashara, I have no problem. I know of some even who are giving their children a trip across the world here in Kenya. Wanatembea na Kenya Airways all over the world.
Yeah.
So such a person kuingia China anunue magari akuja nayo hapa uze.
Yeah.
Hana shida. So about quick fix, it depends on your position. But let me talk about the majority who do not have, or their parents do not have.
Yeah.
There is no quick fix in life.
Yeah.
Okay, your parents might not have had, but you can start from somewhere.
Yeah.
Start with what you have and work on it. How much do you have? What can you do? Even if ni kununua kabuzi kamoja, even if ni kununua kuku, but start from somewhere. I know of somebody was called Munguku. This man, he was telling me, as a boy, he was sent by his mama before going to school to go and sell some eggs in the shop.
Yeah.
And when he was given money, he said, there is money in eggs. So when he grew up, I don't know, he finished Form 4. He just started keeping chicken.
Yeah.
And today, he's the man who was supplying eggs to the State House.
Yeah.
During the first president of this country.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had a vision.
Yeah.
So it depends on what vision do you have. Start from where you came.
Yeah.
There is no quick fix.
Yeah.
Even those whose parents have,
Mm-hmm.
don't just get money and throw it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Invest in assets.
Yeah.
Invest in, build houses, rentals,
Yeah.
and you shall be okay.
Yeah. I'm looking at the deceased Chris Kirubi. He invested in a lot. I believe Saiton was also part of his thing. He has Capital, a firm that employed a lot of people. It's actually a syndicated, prominent media house in Kenya.
Yes.
I'm looking at billionaires like Elon Musk. He has a lot of assets, actually, material assets from hizi magari zinajita Teslas.
Yes.
Now zime graduate saizi ziko EV, electric vehicles. They're actually literally the symbol of trying to ensure that the whole automobile industry inarudi kwa magari azitumii mafuta.
That's right.
He also owns a rocket company. Yeah. So probably ukiangalia watoto mtu kama Elon Musk, they're likely to have these patterns of, easily, accessing wealth or accessing networks who can easily connect you to bigger places, as compared to somebody who came from, quote unquote, a poor background. Are you likely to be poor because you came from a poor background, or there's something that you can do to discontinue the patterns and the cycles of poverty?
Thank you, Brian. The truth is, you can break that cycle of poverty. Everyone can break it. If you learn the history of Musk, Elon, he says he started developing interest about satellites, about vehicles. He started learning about it.
Yeah.
And learning how they can be enhanced. And learning how they can be made.
Yeah.
So the issue here is today, with the internet, you can learn anything. The other day I met a young man who was telling me in the university, he did about solar, his project. And he's now come out of university, but he's doing printing.
Wow.
So what was the project? Wasn't it not good enough that it should sustain him? That he can start. Can you imagine if he would start making solar batteries or solar bulbs or whatever here in Kenya? How far he would go?
Yeah, actually solar energy is renewable energy is the next big frontier.
He learned that, but when he comes out, it is not helping. So what I'm saying is, and I thank God for the Kenyan government, it has started a program through CBC that now children at early age can choose a pathway. I hope those pathways are not just theory, but we go into practical. If I'm in solar, that in the next 5 years, those Gen Z, as they come out of those universities, they will be able to make solar batteries, solar energy, solar panels, solar whatever here in Kenya. If they are in vehicles, they can make spare parts. If they are in motorbike and others, that we see now real production. And if you have not been able to achieve that, today through the internet, you can also start now learning more. As you're saying, there is those platforms of government to learn. You can start now learning about something which you have passion and you want to achieve in life. And you can achieve it. Like the person who invented bulbs. He tried 14,000 times.
The scientist.
But the 14th time he got it right. So anybody can come out of poverty.
So failure is part of the journey, Pierre?
Yeah, it is.
And not giving up.
Exactly. But when you fail, don't think you are useless, you are nothing, start again. And if you failed before, start again. Only don't do the things in the same way. Now change the tactic.
Strategy.
Yeah, the strategy. Change the way you do things. If you're opening shop late, start opening early. If you are dishing money or you are overbuying, stop now budgeting. And God will see you through.
Maybe from as a reverend, I know so many people come to you to tell you, oh Niombe, have this and this.
Yes.
But I want maybe from a standpoint of the youth that you've interacted with in a church setup,
Yes.
maybe from your understanding, because I believe also when you're a spiritual leader, you're like a psychologist or a therapist, because people tell you their issues and you'll be like, Psalm 71:21, you know, let me pray for you, but let me help you too. Also, yeah. So what have you identified to be the wound that a lot of young people are suffering from? And if only this advice that you're about to share with them would help them become better.
Okay. One of the biggest problem we have, it's a mindset we have received from our system of education, 844. It was making people who would depend on others for employment, and if I'm not employed, I'm useless. So we have some even in the church today, they're just waiting for employment. From where it will come from, we don't know. They don't even go looking for it. So there is a problem with the Gen Z because of that mindset of looking for a job.
Yeah.
But create a job from what you have.
Yeah.
The answer to that is the other way. Be a job creator. God created us with the power to create because he created us like himself.
Yeah.
All these machines, Bwana Brian, is somebody who has created.
Yeah.
And the creation is not over. So everybody, God has something for you. You can create and create wealth.
Okay.
That's one. Number two,
Great wealth.
problem we have gotten with the Gen Zs is most of them are lazy. Even what you're saying that they are in the social media, they are not in the social media working. It's just watching TikTok. They're just watching things that are not helpful.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that TikTok is bad. In fact, it is good if you have knowledge. For example, you will find Chinese are selling their goods. They are in the TikTok, not just to show naked people or whatever, but they are showing the new invention, the new motorbike, the new motorcycle, the new solar.
Yeah. The new AI, artificial intelligence.
They are coming up with the new things. So you can even adapt some of those products and put yourself in the TikTok and start selling at a premium. You're at work. But don't just be there just to enjoy yourself. It will not help. So what we need to do is, that is a poverty mentality.
Yeah.
Whereby you only watch other people, but other people don't watch you.
That's a good one. Now, as we close the conversation, I want you to maybe also share, maybe, I don't know if you're open to share the greatest mistake that you ever made across your journey, because the way you're speaking like a person who should be giving TED Talks with Kina Elon Musk and the rest and being on such big platforms. Maybe what is the greatest mistake and lesson you learned and the mistake you made and it cost you? And of course, from our mistakes, we become wiser.
Yes.
That you learn from and you can pass on to the next Gen Z and your parting shot as we exit here.
You remember, Brian, I've shared with you about how I started a company for advertising, and it was doing so well. But when God called me to the ministry, what I did, I abandoned it. So the company literally died. There was no continuation. Only to learn, even in God's work, there is need for money. So with that, I've passed through a lot of financial challenges.
And would you say you overcome them?
Yes, I've overcome them because now I've started other things which are have been bringing money. So what
the lesson learned?
The lesson is that anything you start, do not look down upon it. That thing, it can make you a millionaire. But every step you take, it should be, first you need a vision. Like I want to tell the Gen Zs, even marriage, you need to have a vision and know when you will get married. Most of them, they get married by chance.
Yeah.
Because you cannot cook for yourself, you cannot wash clothes, you cannot order your home, your house.
Yeah.
Anybody coming take advantage of you, and they stay with you, and you are married.
Yeah.
Is because you never planned.
You never had a vision
So
for
we
it.
need a vision for everything you do, whether business or marriage.
Okay.
Plan for yourself. Don't borrow to go and get a wife.
I will come same even in the beginning, but thank you so much. Are you on social media as well, where the Gen Zs can visit you, or seek advice?
Yeah, in Facebook.
Simon Mwanza.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they can find you.
Yes.
You're active there.
Yes.
So, thank you so much. We have to go. We have been speaking to Reverend Simon Mwanza. He's a minister at Word Outreach Sanctuary International. Karibu sana for being here.
Thank you.
Right.
God bless you.
So, and we just want to also thank you for watching us from exactly 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. We're going to do this. Let's take a very short break, and then we're going to be coming back in just a bit.